Kind Profiteer with my first upload on YouTube. I want to just kind of give a moment to explain what we'll be doing on this channel. It's going to be researching companies, not so much about how profitable they're going to be. I'm not actually offering financial advice. I'm just kind of looking at companies from an ethical perspective, from a moral perspective, making sure that you're aware of what's going on with these companies, that you can choose to invest in companies that agree with your values. The premise of the channel is that the best way to invest from just a purely profitable perspective is to invest in the entire stock market. Different academic studies have shown that rather than creating your own mix of stocks and adjusting them, the most profitable way to really get profit to win in the long run is just to get a diversified portfolio, similar to just an S&P 500 fund. The Vanguard was the pioneer in this, where you're just invested in all the stocks in the S&P 500. There are also total market funds where you're just invested in every stock that's listed on the exchanges, not even the top 500 that's maintained. And especially the S&P 500, has been, hedge funds have not been able to consistently beat it. They might do it in the short term, but in the long run, all the extra effort and research they tend to do isn't outperforming just that broad index of the top 500 companies that S&P ranks. Unfortunately, there are some problems with the S&P 500 from a moral and ethical perspective. These are just big, well-run companies financially, but they might violate your values. For instance, if you're anti-war, which is one of the big things we'll be looking at in this channel, the S&P 500 is going to have a lot of problems. And so we want to highlight which stocks don't have problems, especially. I'm not saying that you should necessarily invest in these stocks, but based on my research, based on the community I hope to build here as research, we think there's no reason why you shouldn't, from a moral perspective, if your values come aligned with that sort of thing. The big things we're going to be looking at are making sure that you're not engaging in any companies that are engaged in war profiteering, anyone that's taking advantage of poverty in any way. Don't want to be involved with the prison industrial complex. Don't want to be damaging the environment. So fossil fuel companies, that sort of thing, you don't really want to be. We'll try to be ding companies for that and discourage that from a moral standpoint. And similar things, just in general, unethical behavior. If somebody is, bribing foreign governments, that sort of thing. Just kind of trying to hear the companies that are actually probably aligned with your values, companies that you can consider investing in. And we're going to try to suggest as many companies as possible that we can give a clear bill of health to, just because, back to the S&P 500 example, you just want to be broadly invested in the economy, and hope that way, rather than trying to pick winners, the economy just tends to grow, and hopefully that's a good investment strategy. Although, again, this is not investment advice. This is really just reviewing companies based on certain standards, which we'll get into detail more into other videos. So I hope you stick around. Production value is definitely going to pick up over time, and I look forward to doing this research mainly for my own benefit. It's that I had always planned to just get S&P 500 index funds. That's basically what I was thinking. My 401k was just to automatically buy that. But now I'm reconsidering whether it's really something I need to be doing, or if I can try to weed out some of the bad apples and only invest in companies that aren't doing anything nefarious, or especially the things that I would not agree with, lobbying for big bombs, wasteful airplane contracts that barely fly. Don't really want a piece of that. oil pipelines that are damaging the environment, Monsanto type companies that are trying to take over the food supply, and these are the sort of things we're trying to avoid. And we'll go into the bad companies as well as the good ones, just so you kind of be more informed. And I really look forward to having a conversation and hopefully getting some people that'll help me do this research. One of the first steps is just really to go through the S&P 500, all 500 companies, and highlight who's good, who's bad, who's on the fence, that sort of thing. So I look forward to it. Have a good day.